Welcome, everyone. It's truly an honor to be standing here today and talking about a very pertinent and an important topic, and that word is authenticity. The word authentic was the most used word of the year 2023, and that ought to tell us something. We are living in a time of consciousness, and all of us as a human collective are collectively walking towards authenticity. Now, all of us have heard this word authentic. What does it truly mean? What does it actually mean? It truly, by Oxford Dictionary, means that we have to be pure, truthful, and completely ourselves. We've heard multiple times that we need to be our true self, but today we will discuss the how. The how of being completely true and truthful to our own self, to our values, to our actions, and owning our truth. Did you know that the last time we were truly authentic was when we were kids, during our childhood, when we did not really care about for how long we were playing outside in the mud, when we did not care what is the time to go back home, when we truly were spending time outside with our friends. We didn't care or have the awareness about responsibilities and life. We were truly our own self without any masks or without any preconceived notions. Childhood seems a long time ago when we were truly authentic. And the key ingredient of being authentic is to own our truth, to live your life by the truth that defines you and decides you, even if it means, if it's unpopular or undesired, when we ourselves own our truth in every possible way. And I'm standing here today to own my truth that has truly shaped my self-discovery and has also helped a lot of other people along the journey. I'm an adopted child. I was adopted at the age of 6 months, and I was given this information at the age of 24. And from the age of 6 months and then until life happened and until the age of 24, there were multiple learnings that came across. And while I was given this information, of course, there were multiple emotions that came along with it when I was given this by my wonderful parents. Sadness, despair, betrayal, a sense of gratitude, happiness, and multifold of emotions that took over. Even today, when someone asks me, where am I from, I don't have a particular city to name. I have actually a paragraph to answer. That I was born in Madurai, and then I was moved to Chennai for a bit in the orphanage, and where my parents adopted me, took me to the north of India in UP, and then I continued to work and travel across the country. So it is a long answer. But while this answer came to me, we also understand that by the time we are in our 20s, early 20s, our personality is already formed. The belief systems are already set. I used to believe that I have big eyes because my mother has big eyes. I used to believe I am taller because my grandfather is tall. So sometimes with these informations, our belief systems get crumbled. And I had to rebuild the concrete of belief systems all over again. The entire pattern, the entire thought process all over again. But the good news is that with this answer also came clarity. Because before that clarity, I would always feel like a misfit. I never felt like I belonged anywhere. I never felt that I belonged to a particular city, a circle, friend groups, or sometimes in bad days, even home. I always felt I belonged somewhere else. Staying in the present was a very big challenge because my mind would run like a treadmill and it would continue. The good news with this information is the clarity came. the clarity to finally know that why I did not belong anywhere, why I was feeling like a misfit continuously. And today, I have 4 key takeaways for you that I explored in my own self discovery that I'm here to help you all with. And these key takeaways have helped shape my personality once again. It has answered why inner selves are in conflict and how can we do them in the right way, and how all of us can look at the right answer with the right perspective. I have 4 key takeaways for all of you. Number 1 is acceptance. We've all heard the word, we all know what it means in literal terms, but I'm talking about acceptance in the truest of sense towards each other. The famous psychiatrist and psychoanalyst Carl Jung said that we should look at each other as other humans like we are watching a sunset, like we are looking at a sunset going down. When we look at a sunset, we never say maybe the orange should be darker or the yellow should be lighter. We never say that. We look at a sunset plainfully in awe and beauty as it unfolds. How about we try that for humans? How about we try that for each other? Let's take another example of looking at anything else of nature. It could be an animal, plant, a bird. When we look at a bird, we don't go around saying, I wish this bird's color was different. I wish the beak of this bird was longer. I wish this bird could fly higher. We don't do that. We plainly and simply accept the bird as part of the nature as what it is. And when we do that, we are providing a complete safe space for nature to be in its own form. And that is the same level of acceptance we need to provide to each other as humans. And not only each other, but also to our own parts. Parts of our own selves that we don't like, parts of our own selves that we really like, and parts of ourselves that need some work. So when we provide acceptance, and the same amount of acceptance we humbly show to the nature, it helps in creating a safe community where we don't have to wear masks anymore, where we don't have to wear any mask to cover up our notions and our thought processes. We are plainly and simply accepting each other and ourselves for who we are. Also, this aligns with our values and actions. And that brings me to the second point. The second point, or the second key takeaway, is value and action. All of us have different value systems in our life. That could be inbred in us. That could be something that we're developing through the years. And while we are doing that, we need to see something called as alignment. If my values and actions are constantly matching with each other or not. For example, if I say I'm a compassionate person, but if I don't help another human being, or if I don't show kindness to other people, then you see my values and actions are not matching. If I say I'm a helpful person, and if I am being rude or arrogant to people, that means my values and actions are not aligning. So just with the awareness, or rather the constant awareness of values and actions that we keep in our minds, in our heads, we understand that we will be able to be our truest self. The authentic self involves the constant alignment of values and actions together. The more we do it, the more we are able to align with who we are and be able to possibly take action-oriented steps that are right for all of us. The third step, the third key takeaway to being authentic is listening. As a therapist, I have honed the skill of listening, but all of us can do that as well. When we say listening, we are talking about active listening. Active listening in itself is a very different concept, where we are looking at actively knowing another person's journey truthfully, where we are keenly interested in knowing somebody's journey, in knowing somebody's path and what it has taken them to be here today. Listening also involves providing a safe space for the person who we are listening to. Like reading a book, a favorite book, we go completely engrossed in that book and the story, and we read it till the end. There is also a concept called as human library, where instead of books, we understand and know other humans. And that proves how much connections we need to be truly authentic. When we provide the utmost healthy listening skill to somebody, they are able to be truly themselves and feel that I am heard. And in the world that we're living in, more than anything, more than being adored, desired, loved, we all want to be understood and heard. And that takes me to the fourth key takeaway to being authentic, and that is empathy. We all know the meaning of empathy, but in true sense, it means how all of us can understand somebody's pain or journey. And even if we don't understand, we are able to create a safe environment for them, put ourselves in their shoes. We may not be able to feel their pain, and that's okay, but we are able to understand or even hear what they are going through. When we put ourselves in their shoes, they are able to be themselves. They are able to remove the masks, because we then are providing and offering a non-judgmental space where they can be themselves. And when we provide the non-judgmental space, it creates authentic connections. How do we create authentic connections if not with empathy? Empathy is one of the key ingredients to know and have a true connection with somebody. With these four key takeaways, the path to self-discovery or the path towards back to self becomes easier. And when we follow these four steps in alignment with our life on a day-to-day basis, on a day-to-day awareness, it helps us all the more to be truly ourselves. Very importantly, why do we even need to be our true self when for years we have been conditioned to wear a mask? In the time of consciousness, when we remove the mask, we are creating a healthier society. We are creating a healthy connectedness between each other. We are creating a healthy atmosphere where none of us have to be scared, none of us have to be anything else but our own true self. And when we are able to provide acceptance, values and actions, listening, empathy to our own selves and others, that is when magic begins. This magic is also something that creates connectedness and goes a very long way. Today, as an adopted child, when I stand here, who always felt like a misfit, I can truly say that these four key takeaways have helped me belong nowhere else, but most importantly, back to my own self. And that has been extremely significant. As a therapist, I constantly meet people with different issues on a day-to-day basis, who come from diverse backgrounds, diverse culture, diverse cases. clinical, non-clinical, both. And when they do come up with these issues to me, one thing that I primarily find missing is the true, authentic connection between us humans. And the moment as a society we are able to create that true, authentic connection, we will be able to be our true self. And connectedness will definitely grow. All of us definitely should look at how we can build these connections throughout. And when we are completely authentic, another magical thing that happens is we truly find our tribe. We truly find our kind. When we are in complete acceptance of who we are, we also attract the people who will love us, both our bad self and our amazing self. And the truest of people will also stick by. I urge all of you today, present here, to be your complete, true, authentic self and be like water. You know, the element water. It is so strong and yet so calm and deep. It fits across everywhere. It can mask itself and fit in a jug, a water, a tumbler, a lake, an ocean, everywhere. And when we are like water, we can fit everywhere. Water is calm and deep, yes, when it has to, and also can cut through a mountain when it needs to. When we have the power of both, that is what true authenticity means. The path to authenticity will not be easy. Sometimes you may not be liked by everybody. Sometimes you may not be desired and loved. But the one person who really needs to like you back is the one you're looking at in the mirror every day. Does this person like you for who you are, for how you behave, for how you're handling your relationships, for how you're navigating your life? And if this person likes you back, that's good news. So with that good news, it becomes all the more important to make sure we drive this connection, we drive the path of authenticity together. And to begin again, we need this power. Just like a star has to collapse to begin again, I stand here and urge you all today to unlearn, unbecome, and begin again. And that is how a star is formed. Thank you so much. Have a great evening, everybody.